Okay, so here's a bunch of moves that I came up with yesterday after smoking weed. I don't know why, sometimes it makes me really creative and then sometimes it doesn't do much. I think it helps to have done some dancing before smoking. Anyway, the first one is just, I was just in the car, but yes, so this, yeah, this one's account, but yeah, so this finger walk thing, it's related to this box, so you can kind of use the finger walk in order to make like these finger tucking boxes. So you can kind of like, there's different ways you can perform the finger walk, and then it's essentially the same concept because it's still doing the walk. But, you know, you can have one where it's like isolated like that, and you can do like a swing around the outside, or you can do more of a direct thing. This sort of one, where it's kind of an anti-spin or something. Anyway, I don't know if I'll entirely understand this one, but so you have helix waves like this, and then you have infinite finger rolls. So like a normal one, I would do like that, and then you can have like a traveling infinite finger roll, and you can do like a one with your hands this way. That's right, and then you can like transition between a helix wave and an infinite finger roll. If I'm doing that right. And there was something like this. I don't really know. You know, I just like had a feeling of like a move I can do. I don't entirely understand it. It's like a combination of like a split same flail thing with like a helix wave sort of thing. But yeah, so if you're doing a helix wave and then you turn your hands to like point towards the camera instead of side to side, then that kind of naturally go into an infinite finger roll thing, because both of them, you know, are using each finger like in succession, you know. So it kind of makes sense that there's a link between them. And staff geometry as tutting, it says. So how would that look? So there's like this one. That kind of thing. Probably helps to be able to like turn with it, isn't it? It's natural or smoothly. And there's, I don't really film it in here, but I think this one I did a while ago. So I shot tonight. I'd absolutely have more room, but I might get what I mean. Parallel repeated slides. So what I mean by that is, I guess I'll turn horizontal for a sec. Like, so I'm sliding like that, and then sliding. And you can play it with like whether you slide under or over, and like alternating and whatnot, so it becomes like a sort of like thread the needle sort of thing. And it can, you know, gradually travel from high to low. If you keep on sliding on top, then it's going to gradually travel upwards. And this one's pretty next level, so we can do this. So it's like start with the fingertip bolts. So then, in order to close it, and closing this, and then closing this. So then I have a 4-layer finger stack thing, and then I can do that in reverse. 1, 2, 3, and then I'm back to my fingertip box, which I think is pretty awesome. And then, yeah, something I haven't played with much is having these like double layer things, and then you can like play with, yeah, opening them back up, like you can do that, and then stuff like that. Hand walk thing where base of palms moves to isolated fingertips. Okay, I'm going to go back vertical, and then so my fingertips stay isolated here, and then the base of my palms goes to where my fingertips are, and then the fingertips crumble out like that. So then it ends up with like a walking thing, or then in reverse, then the fingertips crumble down to the base of your palms, and then the fingertips are isolated whilst the palms come down. And then, yeah, I'll get back to it later, but you can do that with one hand at a time. Okay, and then this is again like staff geometry related, so you can do like slides like this, where it's making like a plus sign, and then you can also do like these kind of box slides, so then you could combine them together, so you can like do box slide, and then next step, box slide, and then next step, box slide, next step, box slides, and it's like a combination of this one where you're doing a box slide in each corner. Maybe that could work with like forearms also, and be a bit bigger. That could be cool. And liquid tuttings. One-sided hand walk, so that's like what I showed just before. So you're doing that concept, but with just one hand at a time. So then you can do walking along like this. Maybe do that horizontal. Do it along your forearm even. And then 90-degree rails, so like in liquid, be like that kind of thing. You can do that like around a corner, like this. Well, I don't know. I guess that's the kind of thing I'm going to show next. But I don't know. You can go like that way also, but then there's not as much articulation in your fingers as if you're going like this way. But laser possibly. The wall collapse one, which I kind of just showed, was like this. So if this hand is sliding in, and then it collapses as it hits the wall, kind of thing. Or you could have this arm moving to here, and then it crumbles. It collapses as this comes in, and then yeah, I think that's it for that. Although I was, liquid tying stuff, there's like these kind of things. I'm sure I could come up with other related stuff. Yeah, stuff I've done in the past. Well, that sort of stuff. Okay, so there's one arm in prayer, one hand in prayer, and this hand like this, upside down with the elbow up, and then I'm flipping it like this, but then at the same time spinning this one. Right, and it just goes to there, doesn't it? So it's like this hand's doing a half rotation, whilst this one is doing full rotation, and they're staying connected together. And then I was just thinking day, like, because it's basically a polyrhythm, because one of them is doing twice as much spin as the other one. is it possible to do the same but where it continuously goes around? Because here your body's kind of in the way, you can't go any further. But yes, it is possible. So first would be this. So as this one's doing a quarter rotation, this is doing a half rotation, and then does another quarter rotation whilst this is a half, and then again, and then again. So then they meet back at the top. So 2, 3, 4. And then you can do the same again, except it's like this. So again, it's like quarter rotation versus half rotation. So it's like 2 to 1 polyrhythm. But so this one does a quarter, this does a half, so they end up in like a right angle. And then here, and then here, and then here. Yeah, I think that's it. Probably more to be done with that. Probably play with like anti-spin versus normal spin and whatnot. Anyway, so then the last one was one-handed 3-section cascade. So I'm like this. So I have my index finger is like one of the sections. My other fingers, these 3 fingers, are another section. Then my forearm is like the 3rd section, and my thumb's just like tucked away as not involved. So then if I do like, I can close this, and then it creates like a cascade. So it makes these fingers get knocked on, and then the forearm moves. And back again, the forearm would move, hit these fingers, and then that hits them. And then it could go around again. It's kind of related to a concept that Hadoken showed of like this kind of thing. Except it's 3 things rather than 2. Because it's also a cascade element. So it's like maybe inspired by this kind of one.